Yeah, we're going to check out 12 psychological tricks. I think this will be an interesting one.
There is a lot more going on at
I saw this one in his videos. I was like, I've got to check that out with the stream. I think that'd be fun.
Typical casino that meets the eye. Most of us, however, are just aware of
no
what is
windows
occurring on the surface. We see only what the casinos wants us to see. The casino nearly always wins for a reason.
Yes.
Here are 11 psychological techniques used on players by casinos
11 double down.
Didn't know.
Oh man.
Number
I'll let you be poking those
no
all.
clocks or windows. If you don't wear a watch to a casino or leave your phone at home, good luck figuring out what time it is. In a casino, time has no significance. There is no clock and no windows or skylights to assist you discern whether it is light or dark outside. Casinos are purposefully constructed to seem the same no matter what time it is.
Big boobs serving
cocktails. The environment remains
brilliant.
constant whether it's 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. Casinos keep their interiors lit just the same both day and night, and often feature decor that tricks you into feeling like it's an appropriate hour to be awake, such as brightly colored carpets and even ceilings painted to look like the daytime sky. When you are at the casino, your internal sense of time goes out the window. All that exists is the moment, which lasts until you depart.
And I think that's sort of part of the experience, right? I mean, I understand that that's not the intention of the casino. The casino just wants you to gamble for longer. But I also think if casinos had windows and it like had natural lighting, I don't feel like it would have that same vibe, right? You want to have that, like there's something so special about walking into a casino and that environment of the sort of like neon lights and the machines and stuff like that. I said I went to Asper's only a few days ago for my birthday, and it was the first time in a while that I've actually walked into a casino, and it just, yeah. And I've got to admit, my local casino, such a nice casino, considering like, you know, it's not necessarily the best location in the world. The building itself and the interior, the high ceilings, the chandeliers, and the way it's spacious, it's absolutely amazing. I do love the Thanet G. Cheap alcohol though is the one. Well, also they give you free drinks, don't they? Like not necessarily alcohol. I think you've got to pay for alcohol, but you can get like free teas, coffees, soft drinks, like all day long. And I think, to be honest, in Vegas, there's certain places where you will get free alcohol as well. I think that also depends on your stakes. Like if you're more of a high roller, you're going to get free drinks no matter what. You can even get like free hotel rooms and stuff. They just want you to keep gambling.
Players who are unaware of the time are in no hurry to stop playing. The people managing the establishment want you to lose track of time, paying no attention to the hours you've spent or the time of day or night, so you will just keep trying your luck. If you want to know the time, trust your own watch or phone. Remember, if you have won money, that means it might be time to call it a day. Even a modest win is better than trying to hit it big and slowly draining your financial resources in the process. Number 2.
Chat, are you good at walking away? Like, this is actually a question that I'm interested in. Like, if you're at a casino, like, we're not talking poker here, right? We're talking about full-on degenerate gambling. Do you know when to walk away? Are you good at walking away? I would say personally, I think I'm pretty good at it in general. Like, if I set myself a target, I'm pretty good at then walking away when I hit that target. The big problem for me is if I start losing, it's about like saying, oh, you know, I'm not going to go anymore, but then you finish it like, oh, I'll go on one more bet sort of thing. But I'm interested to know if anyone is really good at walking away or vice versa.
2. Crazy carpets. Most casino patrons will agree that these businesses have the most opulent carpets. These vividly colored carpets with chaotic swirling prints and trippy motifs, believe it or not, are not a mistake. They are in reality just another casino psychological trick that keeps players attentive and cheerful, urging them to play more. A gaudy carpet will not lull your eyes to sleep, rather, it will jolt them awake. Number 3.
That's interesting. I didn't really think of that. I think they just look cool as well, right? I used to be shit, but now that I'm class at bankroll management, I'd probably be so much better. I mean, that's the thing as well. Like, I think there's a difference between going out and wanting to have a fun gambling experience, like, you know, where you're just prepared to just go and have fun, and when you're gambling to make money, you know, where like the sole target is to make money. Because I think if you're going to have fun, you're sort of going with the intention of like, okay, I'm prepared to lose this amount. And that's what I tend to do when I play blackjack and stuff. I go in with the idea of like, right, I'm prepared to lose everything that I'm going to put on the table, because then that way you can't be disappointed. If you go in with the intention of like, right, I'm going to win loads of money, and then you don't, I feel like that's what has that negative ongoing effect of you wanting to continue gambling effectively.
Bright lights and pleasing sounds. Casinos are a non-stop symphony of music, lights, and color.
The jazz.
Flashing slot machine lights and joyful, upbeat noises attract players and lift their spirits, making them feel eager and expectant of winning. Every machine, no matter which one you play, is alive with the music and lights, luring you in and enticing you to keep betting. Number 4. The casino floor is built like a labyrinth. Casinos are intentionally designed to be a maze. There are no straight aisles leading to exits or clear pathways from one section of the playing floor to the next. Instead, curving paths and strategically placed gaming sections are intended to catch your attention as you wander through, convincing you to stop and try a round of roulette or throw a few dollars into a poker machine when you were originally on your way to the restroom or even out the exit. Number 5. Services are strategically located within a casino. Restrooms, cashiers, and eateries are often located deep within the structure. You won't have any problem locating them, but they're purposefully placed deep within the casino so that after you're through with these services, you'll be forced to go past a sea of eye-catching gaming entertainment on your lengthy trek to the exit. This is the casino's last-ditch effort to entice the consumer to make the last-minute impulsive wager.
I've got to admit, when I was at the Aria, well, not Aria, sorry, the Asper's Casino, I'd finished my gambling, made £80 profit, by the way, and walked away like a good degenerate. But I'd never been in there before, but I saw all these games, right? There was the roulette tables, the slot machines, and I'm like, where's the cashier desk? And I had to ask a member of staff, and it was like hidden round the corner, like it's a big venue, right? It's all really well laid out, but then the cashier desk where you cash in your chips was like really secluded in this tiny little area. And yeah, again, you had to walk past all the machines and everything before you got there. But I did. I went straight to the cashier desk and cashed it in. Also gave my tips along the way.
Number 6. They make you play with chips instead of real money. When you double down on the blackjack table or go all in during a technical
this is a very good one.
You're playing with real money. Only it doesn't feel that way because you changed your cash into colorful little discs representing actual currency. It's much easier to bet big with chips than actual money.
True.
And the losses don't sting as much either. Many casinos also let you load money onto a card that can be used in digital games, providing yet another way to dissociate your gambling from spending real money. The only way to get your winnings or your cash back is to visit the cashier. Casinos make it easy for you to play, but not easy for you to walk away.
Chips are so nice, man. Like, honestly, I've got a thing with chips where like I've bought so many poker chips since I was like 14 years old and customized them myself. But there's something so nice about a poker chip and the way they sound and everything, the bright colors and everything. I just think they're great. Yo, Sir Mixstar, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I think it is a very good point, because even if we detach from like casinos and you think about online poker, right? If I'm playing online cash games, I always work it in big blinds, right? And there's a number of reasons for that, not just because of the financial number, it's also the fact that it's just easier to work out in terms of probabilities and stuff like that. But I find that if I was playing for large amounts of money, and we're talking, you know, even as little as like 100 NL, right? Which isn't large by some people's standards. But if I'm playing $100, say if I'm playing 4 tables of 100 NL, if I've got that number as a big blind, and all of a sudden I'm looking to make a bluff, and I'm bluffing 120 big blinds, that doesn't seem as bad as when you see you're bluffing $120, right? That seems like a more scary thing to do, but when you see it in that big blind form, it's basically effectively like a chip, right? So it is a very good point. And there's even the thing about going around when you're shopping. and actually using cash rather than your bank card. Because if you're just swiping your card and suddenly you're buying something that's like £80, you think, yeah, just swipe it. But if you actually have to hand over that money, you're a bit more reluctant to it. It makes you think twice. So it's kind of interesting.
Number 7. Near wins keep you spinning for the jackpot. Casinos will lose clients if a machine or table
I love this, though.
never handed out the rare, tiny victory to players. To keep customers pleased, casinos trick players into believing they have a chance of winning large by having the machines tease them with the near victories and placate them with little rewards. Players will continue to deposit money into the casino, believing that they are on the verge of a massive jackpot. In other words, while you may need 3 cherries to win the jackpot, spinning 2 cherries over and over won't get you closer, even if the casinos convince you differently. But whenever someone hits the rare big win on a machine, bright lights flash and sounds blare, and when someone rakes in cash on the tables, cheers arise. These celebrations create a false sense of possibility that keep other players bleeding chips, even though someone else's win does nothing to increase the chances you will do the same. Number 8. Some casino games are designed to give the players a sense of control. Craps, for example, allow you to roll the dice, and Keno allows you to choose your numbers, while Blackjack and other card games allow you to determine what move you will make once the cards are given.
Yeah, of
this
course.
illusion of control might lead some players to believe they have a better chance of winning, leading...
Yeah, I get where he's coming from, actually. Yeah. You think you... No, I don't think it gives you... It makes you think you've got a better chance of winning. It just makes you feel like, for example, if you've got a roulette wheel and you put it on red or black, you're gambling on which one it's going to come up, right? You have no control over which one it's going to do apart from your own feeling in that moment. But I think with like blackjack, etc., it's like you're making decisions. I suppose that still comes under the same thing. Yeah, I suppose that's right, actually. I'd never really thought about it, but that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one.
them to play for longer periods.
Give us more power to lose or make human errors. Yeah. I mean, that's why I think, especially with blackjack and stuff, it's good to like stick to a strategy. One of mine is that I never hit 15s, but I do hit 16s. It's a weird one, but I stick to it. And like, you know, I think, and the same with like side bets. It's like, if you're going to do side bets, you do them consistently or not at all. I'm someone who likes side bets in general. I've also been quite lucky with side bets.
Of time. Number 9, free alcohol. When it comes to casinos, heavy drinking is the finest thing that can happen. Because alcohol reduces inhibitions and distorts judgment, it is given continuously, directly to the players seated at the card tables, slot machines, or in front of the horse racing screens. Aside from the little tips that each quality customer leaves for the waiter or waitress, the booze is often free. Free booze is arguably the dirtiest tactic used by casinos to encourage players to spend more. Number 10. They offer loyalty programs. Casinos, like free beverages, are also known to give away various freebies to devoted players, particularly high rollers who are their most significant players. Free incentives for participants may include free hotel rooms, lavish suites, meals, theater tickets, and other rewards. All of the bonuses that the casino provides for free to players make them feel significant, both low and high rollers. They believe they have won something even though they have lost, which increases the likelihood that they will return.
But again, I feel like that comes under part of the experience, right? Like, I understand that, yes, that's a bit of a trick they do, but at the same time, I feel like that's something that, especially if you see gambling as entertainment, right? And it's not something which is causing problems in your own life, right? But if you are someone who can enjoy a bit of gambling here and there, and you go to Vegas, say, you know, you've got a bit of money, but you're prepared to like take 10 grand to Vegas, and you go in with the incentive like, right, okay, I'm prepared to lose this, and then the casino offer you free drinks and hotel rooms and stuff. It does make you feel special, but I also feel like that's part of the experience that you're paying for effectively. Like, I don't really necessarily think that's a sly thing that the casinos do. I think that's something which I understand the motives behind it, but I also think that's beneficial to both player and casino, if that makes sense. Mixstar says, I won a tournament at a casino and I made sure I had no alcohol, but I asked for my drink. to look like it was a vodka and Coke. Oh, so you're trying to trick the other players at the table. Did you start acting a little bit drunk and slurred? I personally don't drink. I'm not really a big alcohol person. Like, I'll have a drink at Christmas and New Year's, but I've never really been big into alcohol. Don't want them to know I was sober.
The reality is
Smart.
that whatever casinos give away in perks, they make back almost 100 times more from the same people who got the comps. Number 11. Oxygen. One of the more unusual methods is that casinos allegedly employ increased quantities of oxygen in their businesses to keep players awake. Pumping in more oxygen from pressure tanks allows gamblers to feel refreshed and alert, allowing them to play for longer periods of time without tiring.
That's weird as hell. I had never heard of that. They pump oxygen into the casinos. I mean, I guess it's like a small amount, but I was going to say that can be somewhat dangerous. Told you, mate, through the vent. That's nuts.
However, many experts say that this is a myth and casinos do not do this. This would violate all casino fire insurance policies, and if a fire were to break out, the investigation would lead to a public relations nightmare. There also have been speculation that some casinos may emit pheromones that boost feelings of comfort and happiness, making the setting even more tempting and addicting. Number 12, they switch out dealers during hot streaks. Ever notice that just as people are starting to win at the table, it's time for the dealer to go on a break? Yeah. Some surmise this may be tactical, since with the intro of a new dealer comes the burning of a card. While most players dismiss burned cards as irrelevant, others believe taking that card out of play can change the flow of the whole deck, ending a hot streak.
Oh, it's making me think I'm more of a degenerate than I think. Like, honestly, yeah, if I'm playing blackjack or something and you're doing well, and then one thing changes, like someone joins the table or someone takes a card when you know they shouldn't, you just feel like it interrupts the flow. And when they change the shoe and all this sort of stuff, if I lose one hand, I'm out. I'm out. Like, honestly. Oh man, it's really interesting, honestly. Really interesting.
The best way to avoid falling victim to these tricks is to simply recognize them and remind yourself that things aren't always what they seem. Casinos play on your emotions, so staying even-keeled is crucial. As a basic guide for dealing with the casino's psychological tactics, keep a close eye on your bankroll, take frequent breaks, and remind yourself that it's okay to walk away.
Yeah, they say about to take frequent breaks, but that goes under the thing of, say if I've got like my little bet, right, I'm making, and you spin it, and you're like, right, this is my last spin, and it doesn't hit, right, you know, it's what it is. But then you think, right, say if you've got enough, it's like, oh, but the next one is probably going to hit the next one, isn't it? You spin again, and it doesn't hit, and you're like, oh, but then if I walk away, it could just be that. And that's the stupid psychology of it, because the thing is, it's not like the roulette wheel and the black, nothing has a memory of it, right? It's all complete chance. But it's that inner thing of thinking, oh, but if I would have bet that one last time or stuff like that. I mean, I've even joined, I tend to, on roulette, just random, my number's 14 red. And there's been points when I will go to the casino and I'll just put one chip on 14 red, and it's actually come up twice. I had a £1 bet, so and a £2 bet where I won £72. That was really cool. But there's also been times when I've gone to a table and I've seen it come up red 14. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it now because I just missed my opportunity. If I'd have come 5 seconds earlier, I would have won. And now I don't think it. But the truth is, there's just as much chance of it hitting 14 again as any other spin, right? But it sort of comes under that, again, psychological, superstitious nature of gambling and poker. But yeah, that was a really good video. I like that one. We'll give that one a like. If I win big pot on roulettes, a friend told me to place a tip and walk away. That's good. But even if I lose, like if I've started with £100 and you're down to your final fiver, it's like I'd rather tip the £5 to the croupier than bet the fiver, because the odds of you bringing it back is just so unlikely. But yeah, if you win, yeah, I think that's a really good thing. You tip the croupier and walk away. Especially because roulette you can win huge amounts, but you can also lose huge amounts very quickly.